the guy said I had one, so the bond people should be able to figure out. So she was like, I'll call Victor for you. So she, 318-208-1888 is that man's number. I still remember it to this day. So she called. I called you, girl. Why you ain't answer? I've been on live for the past hour. So she called. She was like, hey, Victor, I got this girl in here. She just said that, you know, she'll do something, you know, if you come get her, you know. You see what I'm saying? So she said, well, Victor wants to know your information. So of course I give him my name, my date of birth, and he was like, oh, you got a charge, you know, the grand theft, not grand theft. It was not grand theft. You got the theft charge or whatever. He was like, your bond $9,500. Like, what do you want to do to satisfy it? I said, so how much does it cost to get me out? He said, well, she said such and such. It ain't about like how much, like what are you willing to do is what he was saying. And I was like, well, how much does it cost? You know, even though I did have the money, but how much does it cost to get me out? He was like, for you, since you're out of state, it'll be like $1,012. It'll be $1,012 to get you out. And I'm like, bro, I don't have nobody to come and do $1,000 for me. I'm gonna call you back. Cause at this point, like, bro, did you just prostitute me out from jail? Did you literally try to put a target on my back that I am a prostitute? What is wrong with you? I don't know. No. So anyway, she was like, think about it, girl. Think about it. He'll come get you. So I ended up, I called my baby daddy because I knew his number. And I told him, I was like, hey, I made it to Baton Rouge. My bond was such and such. Just said that and the third. This man didn't want to hear it. I didn't do nothing on campus. They went to Barnes and Noble. And they had, I guess, stole something. Whatever it was that they did. And they got caught. My friend actually got caught and he went to jail. The only reason he got out is because I wrote the affidavit saying it wasn't them. You know, the police don't do their job until they necessarily have to. When the discovery was brought out, then and only then, this is why they be getting out so early. Exactly. Then and only then, when they realized, like, it wasn't even you. Police are lazy. They got you, they arrest you, and then boom, that's it. Oh no, you're okay. I'm telling the news stories from the book. It'll be on YouTube afterwards, so you'll be able to catch up. So I'm sitting there and I tell my baby daddy, he was just like, I ain't got no money. I ain't come to get you. I ain't do this. I ain't do that. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, all right, whatever. Where's Jaylee at? He was like, oh, Jaylee sleep. Yeah, she don't need to be talking to you. She was already crying and worrying where you were. And all this other bull crap. And I was like, Joseph, well, just tell my baby I love her. And the dude hung up in my face. So after about 6 hours of me being scrunched up in this cell with these people, they came and got me and did the arraignment. If y'all been here before, y'all know how arraignment goes. They call your name and tell you what you did. Give you a bond, blah, 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 blah. The judge was like, your bond, $9,500. You can post it cash or surety, and you can go home. So I'm like, okay, I don't have nobody who's going to bring me $1,012. So maybe I need to take, hey, Miss Sandra, maybe I need to take this girl up on this offer about technically being a streetwalker to get out of jail. But then every ounce of being that I have as a human being, no, I can't do it. I would just have to think it out. So after court, we went back to the cell. We sat in there for another 4 hours. Okay, got to use a free phone. Didn't know who I was going to call, but we still got to use a free phone. So after some time, they came and got us. We about to dress out. If you've ever been to East Baton Rouge, then you know you wear orange. We had orange, I think. Orange. Yeah, it was orange. We went and got dressed out, but instead of us having like the showers and stalls and all of that, no, you gonna take off what you got on? It was the thought that counted. Right. Why you didn't call your mama? I don't know, y'all. I need to see what Victor. He a little Mexican dude. He a little Mexican dude. Nothing spectacular. So we didn't have like the showers and all of that stuff. We went into a room. They had like piles of clothes. We got our clothes. Everybody stripped butt naked, lift up their boobs, cough, squat, and cough. It was funky in there too. Like, but it was way more girls. Like technically, if everybody bent over, really bent over, we was all gonna be touching somebody. It was raw in there. So how old is your daughter now? She's 7. So after we come out of there, everybody's lined up against the wall. We get our bed rolls, the same thing. It's pretty much the same rundown. But we go up to this lady at this cage. At the cage, she give us this little card. Hey, Crystal. What's the friend? Ain't put something on bail. He had already went off to the military by the time I got there. That was another reason why I took the charge. He was on his way to the military. And going to the military, you can't have no charges. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm thinking I was going to be scot-free, y'all. Listen to how dumb I was as a kid, growing up, taking a step into adulthood. So we go to the cage. When you go to the cage with the lady, she give you your little ID badge. Like, y'all, we got a whole little thing with my whole little mugshot. Like, we walking around with identification cards in there. When you go to the law library, boop, scan it. When you go check out a book, boop, scan it. When you go eat lunch, boop, scan it. When you get medicine, boop, scan it. When you do commissary, boop, scan it. Everything. Like, bro, you scanning your little ID for everything. Everything. I was 19. I pray you get to live your dreams. Your stories are going to connect with so many people. Thank you. Wait. Did he end up serving the time when the Discovery came out? Nah, because that was officially Double Jeopardy because I had already went and did time. Did you learn what Double Jeopardy really is? Yes. So in my case, after I had went and did the time or whatever, once they found out it wasn't me, the prosecutors can't prosecute somebody else. No, he can't go to the military with an open charge, with an active open charge. But yeah, so after I had already served the time, the prosecutors tried to put it against me, like, oh, we're going to offer you this before we go to trial. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. After the Discovery was discovered, because I ended up getting this black guy as a public defender. After the Discovery reveal, like, these are niggas. This is a female. That don't even line up who it was. That's how Double Jeopardy comes into play. We can't charge nobody else. We didn't already charge you with it and try to give you time. That is signed, sealed, delivered. So no, he didn't have to do it. He done signed for 6 years in the military. The man's good as gone now. You know, he done had a baby and all of that. So I get my cage. I get assigned to pod A. I go in there, y'all. And there's a bunch of elderly people. Right. There was a bunch of elderly people in there. There was 2 old ladies in there. Both of them had killed their husbands. It was a pregnant girl in there. She had killed her other kid. It was, we still friends. We ain't as close as we were, but we still cool. Like, he ended up writing me and all of that. Like, okay, I know what I did. I took the charge. I just didn't know when I took the charge we were going to have to go through everything that we went through. Well, everything that I went through. So, there was a lot of weird people in the jail, right? So, after about a couple weeks of me being there, I was still trying to learn the riff of the raft. They was feeding us turkey necks. We had red beans and rice. We had real good cornbread. We had coffee cakes, cereal, donuts. Like, we had the whole 9 yards. Like, prison, you know how they say prison is better than county jail? Even though it was a county jail, but they just called it East Baton Rouge Parish Prison. Like, we was in there eating good. We had pizza night. There was ladies coming with the church. We had game night. We threw parties. And we had, like, real things to really live like we were on the outside. What they stole out the bookstore that was that serious. It was a Samsung tablet and something else. It was I don't remember what the other guys ended up stealing. That's what I'm saying. I had grown so accustomed to the fact that they was feeding us so good. Going home just seemed like misery. Literally. So, we sitting in there. Time had rolled by. A couple weeks had went by. Did the other guys go? I'm not sure. I didn't know who the other guys were. I just know whenever I officially got to lay eyes on the Discovery, it was 4 of them. So, after a couple of weeks of me being there, a new girl had came. I don't want to say I was completely situated or whatever with it, but a new girl came. A little white girl named Angelina. I don't know if she's still doing time or not. I need to look her up. But she came in, and it's like she immediately connected with me, y'all. She immediately connected with me, and she started to vent about a lot of the stuff that she was in there for. Like, she was in there for accessory to murder, accessory to commit murder, accessory to first-degree robbery, accessory to commit first-degree robbery, premeditated murder. Like, she was in there for a whole rundown. She had a $300,000 bond. Then when she went up for a bond reduction, they reduced it down to $250,000. Like, baby, they don't want you to go nowhere. I ain't gonna expose the details of her case, because even if she's still fighting it, I don't want them to be like, Remember when you was in jail, we came and got you, and we realized that you two was running neck and y'all was close and close. We asked you if you knew anything about her case, and you told us that you did it. Now we put you in jail because you knew about it. Now you made us work extra hard. Y'all get where I'm going with this. No, ifs, no, and, no, but. Yeah, so. after a little more time, me and the girl, we became like best friends in jail. I would go and vent to her. I started writing. I was doing this. We was going to church together. She was going to her like counseling. Oh, my mama, they should listen. Right. She was like, we was doing everything. So this older lady started to approach and get more like close and acquainted with me. She started asking me to braid her hair. Then she started doing sweet little things like leaving Debbie cakes on my bed, chocolate. Like, girl, you must. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Right. Exactly. London, they sure do be listening. Like, I was appreciating it, but I didn't know that it came with a price. So after so long of her leaving me little snacks because I'm fat and I'm gonna eat them, she was like, so have you ever tried dating women? And I was like, no, I like guys. I very much like men. You know what I'm saying? And so she was like, well, you should give it a try. You should most definitely like give it a try. And so I kind of brushed it off like, okay, she just shoot her shot. So one day the lady was in the shower. She was in the shower and I was walking around. You know, from the very first time in jail you be seeing people walking around. So I started walking around, exercising or whatever. She better get her ass on. Tell me she wants some chocolate. So as I'm walking around, I'm singing, and I was singing Whitney Houston. What was that song? Share my life, take me for what I am. What was I'll never change all my colors for you. I don't really need to look. That song. So anyways, I was singing the song, and she jumped out the shower quick and walked. She was like, oh my God, were you just singing? And I was like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She was like, oh my God, can you please sing me to bed every night? And so I'm like, dang, when this turned into a nursery? And I was like, I really don't like singing. I was just doing it because I was occupying myself while I was walking around. She wasn't gonna get nothing. Not a goddamn thing for me. So I was just occupying my time, but I did start like just subtly singing, like, okay, I have nothing but Whitney Houston, boom. So I was just subtly singing like every now and then, but then she would go around and be like, oh my God, this girl can sing, this girl can do this girl can do that. So this ain't even a part like that. Like jail was boring, but there was some funny times. So we all sitting in bed, y'all, one night because we had got in trouble, right? Well, I don't want to say we, but somebody had got in trouble. Like we got the TV taken away. So we sitting there, everybody start talking about why they here. I'm running out while I'm here. I'm listening to everybody else's story. And the lady who was right here, the older lady, you know, the murder mamas, that's what I was calling them. The woman who just ordered your book. Okay, she got it. Thank you, Imani. The lady I was telling y'all, they have murdered their husbands and stuff. Yeah, so one of them was under me, and the other one was like right there next to her or whatever. So we all get to talking, and the lady was like, well, my husband was cheating on me. I walked in, I did this, that, and the third. Like, they running it down. So I'm like, dang, man, that's messed up. You took your husband's life like that. Like, that man had a life to live. If he was cheating or not, somebody somewhere loved him. So time goes on, y'all. I can't make this up. Everybody, we pretty much then all became this the new girl. The new girl, I ain't talking about her story. These are the murder mamas, the old ladies. Yeah, the old ladies that murdered their husbands. So time goes on, and we sit here, and everybody cool. Like, we all a little family in the jail and everything. You know what I'm saying? Pod one, we all a little family. Get it how you live. So we sitting there. And the show snapped. Sorry, y'all. I gotta get this. No. New book ain't out yet. We sitting there, minding our everlasting business. I gotta charge my phone before it die. We watching Snapped. So the first thing, you know, I also know the Snap theme song. It was my very first time ever watching it because I was in jail. And all I hear is the little theme song come on, the people telling me, so this story is about such and such, boom, 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 boom. The picture of this lady, and I don't know how they got this woman to take this crazy looking picture. Nice wig, where did you get it? Send me the link. I made this wig. I made it. So I see the picture of this black lady pull up on the TV, y'all. Pull up on the TV. And the first thing my dumb ass do is this. And when I look back at her, she's like, so what you said was true? You snapped? So I'm guessing everybody else was like, okay, so we see it's her, but we ain't gonna turn around and verify that it's her. And my dumb ass was the only one that did it. And I'm like, This is the end of me. This is the end of me, Lord. The lady, oh Lord Jesus, I'm never gonna be able to go to sleep again. So I'm sitting there, and the lady, she grinned at me. And then I turned back around. Because I'm like, you know what? I just eyeballed this lady. You just told me a day ago that this is what you did to your husband, and now I'm about to literally see what you done did. So I turned back around, and I'm like, Lord, please don't let this woman hear me across the back of my head. Please, because I shouldn't have looked at her. I promise I shouldn't have looked at her, Lord Jesus. I know I shouldn't. So we watching it, and everything that this woman said, y'all, everything she said she did when we over here venting and running down what we did to go to jail was true. I said, oh my God, Lord, please. So anyways, time goes on. The lady didn't bother me. She ain't bother me. Don't get me wrong. She didn't bother me. Everything was cool, calm, and collect. And we go on. She started inviting me to parties. She said, but did she lie? No, she did not lie. She didn't lie one bit. She ran it down the whole time. I don't remember her name. I call them the Murder Mamas. The Murder Mamas. What's the episode? This was over 7 years. I mean, almost 7 years ago. I don't remember the episode. I would try to Google it, but I promise you, y'all, I was traumatized. So, being in the jail, I was on the top bunk. So whenever I get up there, how long was your time? I ended up doing 4 months. Well, 3 months and a day. When I count the 30 days I did, well, really the month and a half that I did in Dallas County, that's where I came up with the almost 5 months. She was proud of her. Yes, proud of everything she did. And if I had the opportunity, I would do it again. What? Ma'am, huh? And she was facing life, and the woman did not care at all. She did not care at all. Her or her murder mama twin. Like, y'all just gonna be here. Y'all gonna expire together. Murder mamas. What year was you sitting in there? This was, I want to say 15 or 16. I think it was 2016. 2016, I had you in there with all of them. Girl. Murder mamas. And they stood on it, period. So, as time prevailed, y'all, I was in there. I was on the top bunk. I kept getting up and down. Whenever I got up, I would use my knee. So, y'all know the side part of the knee on that metal bed hurt like crazy. And whenever I would get down, I would jump down. Jump, boom, 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 boom. One day I jumped down because they was calling me. And I literally, like, I don't want to say I dislocated my knee, but I jumped down and landed on my leg so hard, it was painful. Boom. It was now, I don't know how long the lady had been in jail, so she could have committed the crime whenever. But yes, it was 2016. You'll find it. You'll see she a black lady. She had gray hair when I saw her. And on that video, she actually had like a little puffball in the back. So I had jumped down and I had messed up. Yeah, my daughter's 7. I had messed up my knee. And so, when I jumped down on it, a sharp pain jumped up, and I was like, ooh! And when I tried to take a step, I couldn't, and I immediately started crying. The same lady who was telling me to sing her lullabies ran over to me. She was like, oh my God, baby, are you okay? Oh my God, baby, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm crying because my leg hurt. Like, I had been doing it for a very long time. So it was literally, moments before that was going to happen. So she ended up carrying me. Like, she carried me to the cage. And the lady was just like, oh, just letting you know you have court and all this other bull crap and blah, blah, blah. So I'm thinking, like, court, I get to go. Y'all, I'm only 2 weeks in. I actually went to court 4 times before. And my 4th time was when I actually got to go home. So she carried me. She was like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, man, I jumped off the bed. My leg hurt, da-da-da-da-da. She was like, well, do you think you can get back up there? You know, because they don't care. The COs don't care. They just want to bare minimally do their job and make sure y'all ain't in there killing each other. So I was like, I don't think I can. Like, clearly, like, I had to shut up with all the crying and stuff. So they brought me a little cot, set it over there by the phone. So I was able to be close to the phones, and I was up in the front with the TVs, and I had a place to lay. So I was cool, calm, and collect. So another week went by, even though my court date wasn't for, what was it? I want to say like 3 weeks out, but she had found out, so she told me. So, a week went by. She was like, all right, so you got to get up off this cot. You got to get back in your bed. So when I went back to get in my bed, y'all, it wasn't 3 days. I started, like, these little things, tonsils, whatever you call them, they started to swell. And so I'm like, bro, why my throat hurt? Like, they were swelling every time I swallowed. My throat hurt like I had strep throat. Now, in the top of the jail, y'all, there was nothing but fur. I'm guessing it was mold, dust, all types of stuff. And I laid literally right under the air vent. So the air was blowing out there. So anytime somebody would wake up, accidentally hit it with their head, the dust was falling. So I'm assuming that's where it came from. Like, I was literally in there going through it. My throat had swelled up so bad, they had to give me antibiotics. Like, you got to pay for everything in jail. Like, if a doctor come and just be like, did you call? And you be like, no, that's $5. Like, you paying for it. I was negative. I was literally negative. I turned 20. Yeah. I turned 20 in East Baton Rouge Parish Prison. I was negative $7 because I went to see a dentist. They charged me $2. And then after the little, seeing the doctor about my tonsils or whatever, lymph nodes, that's what they call it. After seeing the doctor about my lymph nodes, they prescribed me some antibiotics. So I had to pay $5. So I was negative $7. So I was going back and forth, and I asked the guard, I said, listen, I think I got sick. And I think I feel this way because this vent up here, like, it's dusty, like everything be falling. If I'm sleeping on my bed, whatever is falling in the nighttime, I'm inhaling it, obviously. So now $5 is a lot in jail. It's a lot, especially when you broke. So she was like, okay, I'll move you to the other side. She ended up moving me closer to my friend, Angelina. So I was cool. I was like, hey, bestie, da-da-da-da-da. So we was lay up all night, whispering to each other, just, enjoying our time. And, sorry, y'all, I took that epitomine. I'm getting exhausted. So we laying there, we chilling, we doing this, that, and the third. And, she got to literally running down the whole story about, I can give y'all the brand, like how her and her boyfriend, her little black boyfriend, because the girl was white, her black boyfriend had set up this dude. She was just supposed to go in and pretend to be a prostitute, leave the door open a little bit. They was going to come in, rob him, and not end up, like, shooting the dude or whatever. And they did. And so they ran away, but she got caught because she was trying to be the good person. Did you give it up? No. She was trying to be the good person and just wait for the police to get there. And I'm sitting there so intrigued by her story because, baby, you about to do some time. I'm going to go home. Like, I'll write you or try to. I'll give you my number so you can call me. But you about to do some time. This is what I'm thinking, But I'll let her vent. So, another couple of weeks had passed by. This was before my very first court date. I got buzzed out to come outside. And they was like, oh, you about to go to court. I was like, my court date, I got another week before court. So they was like, no, well, you about to go to court. They called for you, so go. So I lined up against the wall. The guard take me. We walk down these long fences, da-da-da-da-da, and we get to the building that we did the intake in. When we get there, this officer was like, come on. Like, I know who you are. You going to court. When we get to court, there ain't nobody in the courtroom. But the dude tell me that I need to sit in this chair right here. So I sit in a chair, and I'm just waiting. I'm spinning around. He took my handcuffs off because it's just me and him. So we just wait, and then these dudes walk in with suits. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, I'm looking. He was like, calm down. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's nothing to be afraid of. We're just here to talk. Like, we just here to talk. And I'm like, what we talking about? It was like, well, we know that you and Miss Cook have been really close. So what has she told you? And in my head, I'm like, bro, if I say anything, I don't know what this girl gonna do. I'd have made you my best friend, but you might be trying to take it out. You might have somebody. I'll go back, check me. So I was like, she ain't tell me nothing. That's a lie. You want to go home, don't you? So they know how to dangle. They know how to dangle that piece of chicken in my face because I'm going to bite every time. But I didn't. Because I'm like, I'm going to court. I ain't do nothing. I'm going home type shit. So he was like, so you ain't going to tell me what y'all was talking about? So he did like the little trick that they be doing on the first 48. They get to throwing out bits and pieces. You know what I'm saying? But I'm smart. I know how to take what you done gave me, reword it, and throw it right back at you. Smart. So he was like, so she ain't tell you nothing about being in a hotel, potentially sending up this guy, her boyfriend coming to do this, coming to do that. So, I'm good at, I don't want to say stretching the truth because it wasn't stretching the truth, but I'm good at stretching out a story to make you feel like I'm feeding you a lot, but I'm only feeding you a little bit. I was like, well, she did tell me on one sunny day, her boyfriend was doing such and such and such. She went and got a room, but she was linking up with this new dude because this new dude had money. They were supposed to set him up, but she didn't want to set him up. And then, like, it all went down south. So I'm good at taking what you gave me. Okay, give me them little nuggets. Give me them little nuggets. I'm going to make a whole rotisserie chicken out of it. So I took what he said and I fed it back to him. He was like, so you ain't got no new information? Because I already know all of this. No, that's all she told me. That's all she told me. He was like, all right, get her out of here. So I left. And I'm like, so wait. I ain't going to court. There ain't no court. We just wanted to talk to you. Freaking nigger. And that was me. Hey, JC. Wait a minute. Bishop, pastor? Because I think I had inboxed you and you ain't right back. But it's cool. It's cool. You understood the assignment. For sure. I done seen too many jail shows. I've heard too many jail stories and I wasn't finna do it. So, when I got back to the pod, they was like, so what happened? Like, you going home? Like, what's up? I was like, nah, I'm not. And then info. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go ahead. I got you. Third, and of course, Angelina, that's my dog. Like, we best friends or whatever. So I tell her, I was like, bro, listen, they got an eye out on us. She was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I was like, they got an eye. Thank you, Serenity. They got an eye. They've been watching. She was like, what? What's going on? And so I told her, I was like, they was asking me questions. 7 and 3. What did you say? And I was like, bro, I gave them the same information they gave me. The same information they gave me, I gave it back to them. She was like, and what was that? I was like, the fact that you and your boyfriend, you went to go and pretend to be a prostitute for the night, a streetwalker, and you went in there, you supposed to leave the door and stuff open. Just call me JC. All right, Mr. JC. You went in there to leave the door open. The dude was supposed to come in, do an easy peasy squealing rob, and y'all was supposed to leave, but it took a turn for the worse because the dude was locked and loaded. And she was like, so you ain't say nothing else? I was like, no, I gave them what they gave me. So she was like, okay. But she started to get a little suspect. Like, she thought I had snitched on her, and she started getting distant. I was like, bro, I don't know your life story. And one, I didn't ask you to come and tell me your life story. I'm dealing with my own problems trying to get out of here. So, like, don't be mad at me, right? So, anyways, as time transpired, I was supposed to go to court, y'all. Listen, this is how they did me. I was supposed to go to court the following week. 2 weeks had passed, but before that second week had passed, I had asked them, I was like, I was supposed to go to court. Like, they was like, yeah, they canceled it. They took you off the roster. Hey, True Living, I love your synthetic wig. Where did you get it from? I don't know, the dollar store. So, they canceled it or whatever. So I'm like, hey, what they cancel it for? Maybe because I ain't give them no information. But there ain't nothing I can do now. It ain't like I can call them and tell them I got more information because I ain't got nothing. So, hey, True and Living. So, they transferred Angelina from pod 1 to pod 4, which was across the little thing. Like, of course you can still see whenever we all went outside, like all the pods came out together. They transfer her over there. I'm like, why they transfer her? Of course, you know. Oh, Sherelle ain't get no information. Let's see if she gonna go get close to somebody else and feed them somebody else, right? So, anyways, I'm still in there. We doing our parties and stuff. They start letting us go outside, but they came through and started giving us these big brown coats. Like, bro, this is not really prison. Right, my mods own it. Are you still in contact with them ladies? I still got their information. Where my Bible at? Don't ask me why I still got it, but I still got my Bible from that jail. Like, this is crazy. Like, I got all types of people's information. Like, everything. Maybe I should try to call them and check up on them. But, yeah. So, we started going outside, doing all of this and that. Like, when Angelina left, I really wasn't trying to make friends with nobody. Y'all. I only saw her during rec. So whenever it came time for us to go outside, like, we went outside, we got to touch the grass, feel the grass, be the grass, eat the grass, love the grass, be able to embrace the grass. You know what I'm saying? So when I went outside, I was sitting by the gate. Even though they told us not to sit on the gate, lean on the gate, go nowhere near the gate, because I guess I thought I was going to climb the gate. I didn't think about it. So I was sitting there, I was leaning up against the gate, and I kept looking up, and I saw the barbed wires. And y'all know what I was doing? contemplate, and if I get out and run through the little crack right there, I could take off running to the airport. But they ain't gonna be able to give me no ticket in 5 minutes because them people gonna be there in 3. So, break time was over. We came back inside. And I don't know whatever happened to Angelina after that. Everything was cool, fine, and copacetic, I imagine, you know. So time was going on. Jail was jail. You know, I started braiding people's hair, getting paid in Debbie cakes, nutty bars. I was listening to this one girl. She actually had to leave. The pregnant girl I was telling y'all about, she had to leave and go have her baby. And they said once she had the baby, she coming out. Thank you. What was up with the brown coats? Oh, if it was cold or whatever, they would give us jackets. Like, people were sitting on their jackets outside, whatever it was. So, the girl ended up leaving to go have her baby. So, time was just going. I had started really getting accustomed to being in jail. So, they had allowed us to do Barber Day, hairstylist day or whatever. Or you can go get braids. You can go get, if you got weave in your hair, you can go get your weave touched up, whatever it was. And so, since I was running around trying to use that little bitty comb that I had at East Baton Rouge, and keep my little part over here and swoop and keep this down and keep the back down, I was like, bro, this ain't working for me. That same lady who was trying to shoot her shot, y'all, the same lady who was trying to shoot her shot at me was like, I can do your hair for you. I can cut your hair for you, like, if that's what you want. And so I was thinking in my head, I was like, that may be smart. You know, that may be smart. I ain't gotta try to maintain my hair. Stop muting me. I didn't mute you. Thank you, Lil Sexy. So I went with her. To the barbershop. She, of course, was trying to shoot her shot in there, and I was like trying to avoid the questions and start talking to something else. So she was shooting her shot, this, that, and the third, but she ended up shaving off the back of my head, but she left the little piece for me to have like a little bang in the front. She left me the little piece in order to have my little bang in the front. So after that, she was like, so why won't you give me a chance? And I'm like, a chance at what, ma'am? She's like, of loving you, of doing this, of doing that. Man, we in jail. You can't love me properly. What is you gonna do? Whoever put money in your books, you gonna buy me some food? Whoever do it, like, you gonna let me use your phone? Because ain't nobody paying for my phone calls in here. Like, what can you do when you say, let me love you? You know? And of course she was trying. She was going to keep doing whatever it was that she was doing to get me. But when I came back out, everybody was like, oh, look at it. You know, like, I'm like, dang, I just went and got my hair cut. Like, oh my God, you look so pretty. Da, 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 da. So time kept rolling around. I ain't going to keep telling y'all the same old about jail. Jail was jail. We was eating good in that motherfucker. And I had grown accustomed. I had got workbooks. I had started piling up papers under my mat. Like, the girl was institutionalized in this bit. I was really, she wants you to be her wife. Your girl had literally become institutionalized. So time rolled around, y'all. Same old shit, just a different day. And I had given up on just knowing, like, I'm going to court. I'm going to court. I'm not going to court. Giving up on knowing, like, I wasn't going to court or whatever. And so I went to sleep one night and I woke up the next morning. It was like 7 o'clock and it was like, Hodge, get your stuff together. You about to go to court. I was like, oh, what the fuck? Ah. And they're like, I guess, you know, they yell it. So everybody was excited, like, oh my God, you're about to go to court. It's going to go good. I promise you this, that, and the third. Hey, Maddie. And when I got there, they had loaded me up, put my shackles on. They took me downtown. They literally, like, I think it was Nicholas Street, if I'm not mistaken. They took me downtown. I had to pass by LSU and all of that. When I got there, they put me in a cell right there at the court place. A cell right outside the courtroom. And so I was waiting. You know, I ended up waiting like 5 hours. They didn't call my name till like 12:30, if I remember the clock correctly when I walked in there. And so when I walked in, it was a status hearing. It was a status. But the attorney that I had, the black guy, I don't remember his name. He was in the city jail or CC. No, I was in East Baton Rouge Parish Prison. I was in Baton Rouge. So I've been to CCC though. That's the worst jail. Like, y'all, my life has been shitty. This is like, and I think it was most definitely because of the bad mistakes that I made. But my life was crappy as heck, you know? So anyways, they got to me and they called me in. It was time for me to go before the judge. And my attorney was just like, she's been sitting in here for 4 months. You know, she has a family. She has a baby and this, that, and the judge began to ask me, like, do you have a place to live? And of course I lied and was like, yes. Do you have a job? Yes. Like, I was giving him the answers that I knew, like, would justify what it was. And so he said, so what are we here for? Prosecution? It was like, well, if she'll accept the deal of such and such and such, then we'll let her go or whatever. Yeah, Triple C is horrible. And so my attorney was like, oh, we're not going to accept any deals. This is literally just a status to see how everything's going with the evidence, blah, 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 blah. So he was like, well, my client has been sitting here for some time. She has a bond for $9,500. We're just trying to see if y'all can lower the bond or potentially give her ROR. The judge was like, do the prosecution have anything against it? And so the lady that was representing the district attorney's office was like, no, we don't have no prosecution against it. You know, as long as she promises to come back, or there'll just be a warrant for her arrest. So they released me. They released me that same day. And if I'm not mistaken, that was April 31st. February, March, April. Yep, April 31st. April 30th, 31st. One of them days. I had got released from jail. Like, I went back, and so I asked her, I said, so how long is the book out process, the release process? She was like, when we get to you, it could be about 6 hours. You probably won't get released to the next day. And I'm like, dang. Niggas get released and y'all still holding them? The judge done told me I was a free man. Like, I'm trying to go home. Like, send me home. Bro, I'll take this outfit. Just open the door and let me go home. Get my phone. Then open the door and let me go home. The voice changed. Right. And so anyways, I got back. They took me back to my pod, which was pod 1. And everybody was asking me what was going on. I gave them a rundown. Your girl finna go home. Your girl finna go home. So I laid down. I said, let me just get a nap, because when I get out of here, I got to figure out how the hell I'm going to get back to Texas. So I laid down. It wasn't a smooth hour, y'all. It wasn't a smooth hour. My name was being called. So I'm guessing, like, shit, maybe I'm the only one that got released today. So I got up, grabbed my things. I was giving hugs to everybody. And the little dyke lady that was trying to get with me, I gave her a hug. Don't get me wrong. But she was trying to do too much. Like, kissing me on my neck and stuff. And I'm like, bro, I'm finna go. Only number I had in there was from Angelina. And, of course, I made a couple other friends, but we weren't as close as Angelina or whatever. So this is so weird, because as I was getting ready to go, Angelina had made, like, what is it, trustee status? So she was just being able to, like, walk around the pod and stuff. So I saw her before I left. I was like, I'm about to go home. She was like, oh my God, you really? She started crying. You can see, like, her face got red and she started crying. Because, like, dang, you about to go home, but I'm still here. Like, you can't, like, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, I got released. When I got released, I walked out of there with my Bible, the same Bible I just showed you, and I had my paperwork. And I walked across the street to well, of course, I had my property, my cell phone, my belt, and my IDs and everything. And I walked across the street, and I had asked this lady that I saw. I said, can I see do you have a charger that I can use? And if you don't mind, how did you get all the way down here in Baton Rouge? They extradited me. They flew me on a plane. They flew me on a plane and took me to the East Baton Rouge Parish Prison jail. Parish Prison. So the lady was like, I don't have a charger that you can use. So I ended up going to a convenience store that was in the airport. When I went to the convenience store, I asked the lady, I said, listen, I just got out of jail. I don't have a charger and I'm trying to contact somebody. And she was like, you can come over here. She allowed me to go behind where the register and stuff was and charge my phone. And just like that little piece of trust that somebody allowed, especially when you tell me you just got out of jail, meant the world to me. It meant the world to me. So I was able to call my dad. He got me a plane ticket. And I didn't even use the plane ticket, you know. My godmom actually ended up driving down there to come get me. Straight brought you to the hood. Right. Did they give you a ticket to go back to Texas? And I heard that they give people like $50 Greyhounds to get if they gotta go somewhere, but they didn't give me anything. They didn't give me anything. So after I got back to Texas, I found, like, my attorney stayed in contact with me. He was just like, you're gonna have to drive back and forth to court. Like, I got you the ROR, which is the release on your own recognizance. But you gotta drive back and forth for court, which was cool. Shit, I ain't mind driving the 7 hours. Why didn't you use the ticket? Because I ain't gonna lie. My first experience with a plane was horrible. I ain't want to get on the plane. I ain't want to get on the plane. So, my godmom ended up coming to get me, and it was cool. It was cool. Come and collect. We drove back. When I got back, I had to start the process of going to and from court. I went there the first time. They set it back. I said, bro, this was a pointless drive. Yeah, I gotta understand. Your girl driving from Dallas all the way here, you know. And even when I got out, and my daughter was with her father, so he was going through that phase of, no, you're not getting jail, you're not this, you're not that. You went to jail, you know, consistently holding it over my head all the while trying to get back with me. So I went to stay with my dad. I was going back and forth. I got a job. So the second time I went to court, that's when they had presented the discovery. They was like, so, what up, Chris? What up, what up, what up? Nice book bag. Thank you. So the second time I went back to court, they had realized after the discovery was planned, so look at the evidence, da-da-da-da-da. And it was kind of like an open and shut case because she signed an affidavit saying it was her, and none of these fit her description. None of these people on the camera fit her description. So it was kind of like the prosecution messed up. All right, bro. Have fun at work tomorrow. The prosecutors had messed up. And so my attorney was like, so what can we do about the situation? Because she can't have this on her record. And that's when the judge was like, Article 892. And I asked that public defender that was assigned to me, I was like, sir, what can I give you for this? What can I give you for this? And he was like, nothing. I just want you to go be great. I want you to go do something great. It's 10:21 here. Hey, Abel. I want you to go and do something great. And when you do, if you still remember me, and if I'm not mistaken, his name was Mr. O'Neill. I want you to remember me. And I want, if you do, whatever, if I do something great, if I go somewhere and become somebody, I'm in Texas, I want you to be able to tell me. I want you to be able to contact me and let me know. And so I was like, sir, I got to give you some. He was like, what do you want to give me? I said, at least $500. And so I left, and I said I was going to send him that money, and I called him and asked him for his information to be able to send it to him. And he said, I don't want nothing. I don't want anything. Because, one, I saw it in your eyes when you looked at me and you told me what you did. I know the type of person that you are. And I was like, are you sure? He was like, yeah, sure. Just keep going. Just keep going. And that literally touched my soul. That touched my soul. Because not only did you decide to pick up my case and fight for me. Hey, Nisha. Not only did you pick up your case to fight for me, you believed in me. When I was saying, after everybody was denying or pushing off what I was saying, you believed in me. He was like, I always believed in you from the moment I believed you from the moment I laid eyes on you. And that was another reason I took the case. And I was like, what? I just thought maybe he just saw me as a cute little girl that he could probably have a chance with. But this man literally went to work for me. Of course, I didn't go into the details of the court thing and all of that. But it ended with, no, give this girl what's rightfully due to her. We don't need this arrest on her records. We don't need this charge on her records when offices and employers and all of that run her background. This don't need to be on there because it wasn't her. But I didn't know. If I had known I was going to go through that process, y'all, I know, one, being taken away from my daughter, being arrested in front of my daughter, ain't no way I would have signed for that if I'd have knew that was going to happen. Nah, bro, you just going to have to take your lick. But me being the friend that I am, the person that I am, I did it. And a lot of people say, oh my God, I would never take a charge if I had a child out there. I would never take a charge if my daughter was this, that, and the third. Y'all just don't understand. It's so much deeper than just not taking a charge if my child was there. No, it's so much deeper than that.